Nicaragua, a country rich in culture, vegetation, and natural beauty. But take a closer look and the view quickly changes. 60% of the population lives in severe poverty. Some live in small shacks that house several families. Others are even less fortunate, living in the landfill just outside of Managua, a place known as La Chureca. Here, vultures and children scrounge for the same scraps of rotten food. Here, children as young as 9 face unthinkable choices, sell their bodies to the garbage truck drivers, or make a living sifting through the filth, looking for anything of value. Some have never stepped foot outside the landfill gates. But there is hope for these children thanks to Americans like Tim and Chris Bagwell. They sold their home and possessions in the U.S. to create what is now a full-blown orphanage, and it's bursting at the seams with children in need, some abandoned in the city dump.
Hola. Hola.
When Jorge came in, he could not walk and he could not talk. He looked like a child with rickets, huge tummy.
8 months later, Jorge is a new child, walking, talking, and smiling.
Just an incredible joy. It's amazing the transformation in this child's life.
Another child was the product of a violent rape whose mother tried to self-abort.
He is an abandoned orphan. She wants nothing to do with him, no part of him.
So he could be adopted?
He at some point will be, yes.
This place initially had no fence around it, and the banditos would come and steal the rice and beans.
Helen Little is another American making a difference. She and her husband are selling their luxury condo in Oregon to bring a band of brothers into their family.
We are selling our home in Portland and moving down here to go through the adoption process, which will take, we think, 2 years, maybe 3. If you would have told me this a year ago or 6 months ago, it was not even in my thinking.
Tim Bagwell says seeing the kids transform makes the sacrifice of giving more than worth it.
And they come in with their defense mechanisms up. They're hard to get to, they're hard to reach, but over a period of a couple of weeks, you see all those defense mechanisms melt and come down, and they start opening themselves up. They are willing to be vulnerable and intimate and to be known again. And so that transformation is one of the greatest joys in what we do here.
Chris says she knew as a child that this was her calling.
I used to dream that people abandoned babies on our doorstep. And I would get up and run to the door to see if there were any babies out there. And my mom would, it was crazy. But the Lord was doing something in my heart then, I know, preparing me for just this.
Now, all these years later, the children keep coming to the Bagwell's doorstep, and some are turned away. But that does not have to happen. The Bagwells have acquired new property where they plan to build a new facility and help many more children. Further proof that when people who care make a commitment, miracles can happen. Just ask the Bagwells. Just ask the children who will soon have their prayers answered.
I have been 5 years praying to the Lord about my new family, and now I have a new family.